We're world, baby.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
All right.
Listen,
Three wise men here, and with my
First
fellow
podcast.
and with my fellow members, we have John to the left, Billy to the right, here Anthony at center. At the immediate time, we'll give a little introduction about what we do, what we say, and how we're going to, let's say, address the entire world.
Yeah, we have no idea where to bringing this.
Okay.
We could lie, but
We invite all intelligent
any conversations, any
conversations,
statements.
actually,
statements.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we're really here to expand people's way of learning.
Expel ignorance. Comes down to it.
Exactly, expel ignorance.
Right. We invite all conversations, whether it be political, scientific, and at the same time, we're going to accredit you. We'll probably discredit you. Okay, we're going to maybe moralize you, demoralize you, and at no time do we accept any type of animosity. We make statements. We answer no questions. We debate. We challenge. We opinionate. We'll interrogate, evaluate,
Discriminate.
and that is it. So you are all welcome to rebuttal on this of any statements that we do make and that you feel that are challengeable. And we're here, let's say, to give you a daily forecast on what's happening in the world and how maybe we can make it a little bit better for everyone. Let's go.
Okay.
Humanity.
Billy, start us off.
Well, we're going to read some sayings, and we're going to elaborate from some of these sayings, and hopefully it'll cultivate some interest to everyone out there. Today we're going to hit on some sympathy stuff. And here's the thought. It's losing a loved one is like losing a limb, and people without them learn to live with it, make the best of what they have left, and live. And the only one here on our panel today who's actually lost somebody close and dear to his heart is Anthony. So maybe he could elaborate on that feeling. And I'm sure there's people out there. I mean, this isn't to be something negative. We really want to get something positive out of everything we say here. So,
Well, like he said, that I had lost my father, and my father was someone that I worked my whole life with. He was like my mentor. He was a craftsman in his trade. I learned from him. I cherished the things that he did. At times, we fought like cats and dogs, but at the same time, the love was just natural. And you have to understand, I come from a family of, a little bit of heritage, which is an Italian background. The culture is a little bit strong in the sense that I could say I was a mama's boy sometimes. I was. But those things are nice, though.
you got to understand something
you-
about
the-
Anthony.
the-
He's all about mathematics. He's not about emotions.
Right. Well, my feelings and emotions were like clearly lost when I went in the military, and they imprinted me differently. And because they did, and for reasons of military, I lost a lot of feelings and emotions. But even though my father was someone that was throughout my life someone that I looked up to. And at the end of his life, he got a little bit sickly. So there was the parental love there between me and him and the son love. So some of the emotions came back because I was looking into, like, my past. At the same time, though, I have to say that, I couldn't, like, looking at my military background, feelings and emotions were lost because of, like, everything had to add up. It was all mathematics. When I was on a mission, it had to add up that, I had to survive. and I couldn't like really show feelings and emotions. So here I present a little understanding of, let's say, how love can be in the family, but out of the family, there's reason to say that, what are you laughing about? What are you laughing about? What the hell are you laughing about? Huh? This is what I have to put up with. This
Right?
is-
I think he has to fart. Hey, did you ever
that what
see
the-
a big guy fart?
Is this what the...
He might
All right, now.
shit on us all. We got a guy who's mathematical trying to get emotional.
Well, like many other people, if they lose a loved one, you know, it's something that detaches from them, but you still live on. John, how about you? How do you feel, John?
Relieved.
Woo!
And the podcast has been broken down. Only,
All right.
only feeling I have is relief.
So, they got
Pure relief.
a feeling of relief.
John, we have to know. Why were
Well-
you laughing?
Listen,
Elaborate.
The whole time he's talking about that. The only thing on my mind is that I can't fart. That's a good way to start a podcast.
these are some of our cue cards.
And we went way off cue there.
We're-
We did, but
we're-
you know what? You'll learn.
Listen, you're going to experience a lot with us.
We're alive, so we can live. All right, what do you think about this, Anthony?
Never eat beans before a podcast.
Oh my God, this is a good one, folks.
All right, we're trying to calm down.
All right,
Let's not get too serious.
the
or I'll
smartest
laugh
guy in the
again.
crowd became the the dumbest guy in the crowd tonight.
Dumbest guy in the crowd.
Really did.
Okay.
All right,
What happened?
I'm good now. I'm relieved.
I'm going to read something else. When pain in learning becomes your daily pastime, pain tends to fade and builds an innate resistance to instant gratification and poor decision making, which John did.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
On that note, we're going to make him elaborate on that.
Okay, all
He
right.
wants you to elaborate
right.
elaborate on that.
When painting learning becomes your daily pastime, pain tends to fade and builds an innate resistance to instant gratification and poor decision making. Yeah.
Think
Guess so.
about it.
When pain and learning becomes your daily pastime, pain tends to fade and builds innate resistance to instant gratification and poor decision making. It's very true. Basically, you teach yourself, and if you it's basically you train yourself in a way to not think poorly and not have this regret. You learn to live with pain, kind of like the way a Navy SEAL trains, where
Well,
they
what do
learn
you
to
do?
live
You
with
take
pain.
Novocaine? What do you do?
No, you
Well, think
train
about
not to make your decisions based on the pain, just
Well,
like a
but-
soldier would.
But think about learning. Learning isn't something ironclad. It's like watching that tape tonight.
Yep.
Well, you have to
on
understand.
mythology.
Everything's
No, but when you're learning something, he's
Everything-
ready to live because it's a fart.
everything's a balance, though. Everything's either a
Just
physical
let
pain
it go, buddy.
or it's a mental
Let
pain.
it go. But go,
What you got? You got to go again, John?
John.
Jesus.
Let it go to the back room. Fart cell.
All right. Oh. That was a physical pain. But a mental relief.
That's a good one. We're gonna write that one down. Oh my
You have to
God!
understand, the rumble in the jungle, that's what that was.
If John farts, the podcast will end as soon as it begins. I mean,
Turn the state to authorities.
Return fire is a mother.
Yeah.
Very true.
Oh,
Fire
my
on someone,
God.
return fire is a mother.
Why are you killing me?
There we go. Oh, here's some more. Okay.
Go in the back room, John. Leave it in here. My wife goes back there. She'll throw up. Because it just stays back there.
Oh.
One time he farted. We were in the house, looking at the house, going to buy a house. And he came in, and his fart smelled like garlic. And he sucked it right into the house, and he walked in, man.
That was bad.
Oh, Christ. That was
What else?
really
What else
bad.
you got here?
All right.
Well, we screwed this up. This is a very poignant
Yeah,
thing.
it is.
Now, seriously. Because when you do learn something, it is painful when you learn that what you thought was right isn't. You know? Oh,
You got to
my
remember,
God,
this
that's
is
funny.
this
Farts
is
are
midnight
funny,
right
aren't
now. We've been up.
they? Farts are funny. We can just talk about farts all night long.
Oh God.
Size, consistency, smell.
Oh, my
length,
God. Here's a good one,
Wet,
Anthony.
dry.
There's no enemy greater than the one you look at each morning. Don't ever let the enemy take over the winter inside.
Interesting.
Who can elaborate on that one?
Elaborate on this now. The
There's
thing is,
no
the
enemy greater than the one you look at each morning. Don't ever let the enemy take over the winter inside of you.
Well,
So
you're
the
looking
inside
into
that matters, not the outside, in a way.
Well,
Break
I
it down.
think that what I was trying to get at here is that no matter what you look like in a mirror, you have to find solace within.
True.
You have to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you really can't move forward in life.
Remember,
And
number
you're in your
one
own little
thing is
hell.
that you have to love yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to make the choices in life.
Frequently, if possible.
Right. And loving yourself actually gives you the confidence to survive.
Sure.
All right? It brings you forward. Okay, anytime that you down yourself, you're number two. Okay, so you're behind.
I think it's a number
have-
one lesson for any parent to teach their kids growing up, too.
Always have to be
Have-
number one to yourself.
Confidence, self-esteem, self-realization.
Yeah.
Because
Very
that's
true.
something
Very
they don't
true.
teach in school. I think they actually suck that out of somebody in school. They actually make being...
And you know, they tell you that failing is only a way to, let's say, going forward
It really is.
and making the achievement. So never be scared of failure.
But it's just something to think about when you really think about who you are in the morning. Most people look in the mirror and they don't like themselves. Right now, John can't stand himself because he has to fart and blow up the room.
I mean,
Yeah.
society makes it tough. Yeah.
There's not more funnier than
No,
that.
but
I
think
mean,
about
come
it. How many people really
Yeah.
just don't like their life in the morning?
on.
It's a
That's
shame.
how I raise my hand sometimes, yeah.
Really, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
You can discuss it with yourself, but you have to overcome.
Absolutely.
And I think the best lesson in life is when you look in the mirror.
If you're not happy, then change it.
Hey,
If you're not happy,
exactly.
then change it.
Always emulate yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta like get
Not
that,
others.
kick in the butt, as they say.
Well, you don't have to talk. It's not even talking about religion.
Yeah.
The world is your teacher. We say it all the time. The world is your school. The school isn't your world.
Yeah.
And you learn from that. And that's just a point. I think it's just something really, really. It's succinct. It's to the point, and I think it's something powerful that people who don't feel good about themselves, if they could really take that and bring that to life, it'll help. You
Very
got to
true.
fart, don't you?
No.
If you look, if you look at the world and you look at nature, and you blend with nature, it makes you stronger.
It does.
Yes, it does. Okay.
Well,
and nature.
how did that work when you were in Vietnam?
Well, the
In the
thing is,
jungle.
I had a blend. Okay, and the thing is that if you blend with the right foods and the right intakes, nature gives you all the nourishment to, let's say, live a good life. It gives you a prosperous life.
Everything that we're saying is reverting to gas right now.
Well, it could be. Well, I mean, gas
Let's
is
hope we
good.
don't unleash that.
Gas is good.
Wait,
Eat
I
them
hear some.
beans,
Wait, I hear
that
some.
rice.
Now,
John's got to go through an exorcism.
Yeah.
Release the demon. Release the demon.
Boy, there's a lot of demons in that belly.
Ladies and gentlemen, never eat beans before a podcast. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my God!
Never eat beans.
This is the hardest I lived in a long time. I'm crying.
Take control.
Oh my God.
It's self-control. This is the part of self-control you teach in
Self-control
school.
is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Obedience is very important.
And being wise, you have to be dumb first.
Very true. Very true.
Right or wrong.
To know you're smart, you got to know what dumb is, in a way.
Dumb
Well, when you think you're smart, you better get
Yeah.
dumb real fast again.
Yeah.
Because you're not that smart.
You're not that smart.
None of us are, no matter
You
what
gotta
age
want
you
it.
are.
You gotta want it in a weird way. You gotta pursue it. You always pursue, never stop, as they say. Once you settle, then you gave up. You just
That's really true.
yeah.
The reason that we have 3 as a panel here is because 2 don't work and 3 does.
Especially when one has gas.
Okay, especially if the one has gas, is right.
Well, let's talk about threes.
Yeah,
What
three.
does the Trinity mean in religion?
There it is, right there.
There you go.
The Trinity,
The Trinity, the three.
right? You needed
Father,
the 3.
Son, and Holy
Holy
Ghost.
Father,
Holy
the
Ghost.
Son, and the Holy Ghost. But yet they conformed and they uniformed as one. And
One
so
and all the
thing is,
same.
we are one right here. Because if 2 of us don't, let's say, adjust with the other one, we overpower them.
Yeah, we become a democracy.
And there it is.
Jesus was a
But we make
shapeshifter.
it
He was
work.
God the Father. He was a human, and he was the Holy Spirit. A shapeshifter. Yeah, didn't know that, did you?
But that's democracy causes serial killers too, because if
Huh.
you and I make a decision to override him, he might take us out.
But we have the political
Very true.
field, though. Political field, we have a Republic, we have a Democrat, and yet we have an independent.
Yeah.
But yet we never see the
We do.
independent.
We do. Really?
Well, the thing is, we never see the independent.
Doesn't have a shot now. Nobody will vote for him.
Tell me why. That's why our system doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, our system shouldn't be geared on, let's say, 2 a Republic because they collaborate with each other.
Everybody should go read Federalist number 10.
Right.
Tell you everything about it.
And the thing is, like, if they
It's
had
Federalist. I
3,
could be wrong there, but I think that's
party
it.
of 3, really, the independent should be just as strong as the Republicans and the Democrats.
Should be.
Yes.
Should be, but somebody has all the
Well,
money.
that would make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Somebody has all the money.
Yeah, but
All the resources.
in the
all the
political.
organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. That's why a lot of people who's really independent, they always either pick a side, like Ron Paul, even though he's totally out, and nobody in the Republican Party really listens to him or does anything, but he's so far out that he's afraid that if he just cut and run, he wouldn't have the support and organization to win his seat back.
Right.
So he always had to stay Republican, no matter what.
Right.
And he knew that, because if he didn't have the organization, people would simply
But yet he wanted to be an
bullshitted
independent.
enough to vote for somebody else when it comes
Right.
down to it.
But the problem really is the independent party is actually saying that the smallest minority is the individual, and it really is. Everybody thinks of minorities as groups, and
Yeah.
the smallest minority is the individual, and the individual has no freedom whatsoever because of what we just mentioned: the Trinity, the 3 peoples,
The 3
democracy
people.
takes over.
Democracy take over.
It kills
yeah.
your individual.
Well, as de Tocqueville, the famous philosopher back in around 1800s, he toured the United States and he came with one very big observation. He said that though every individual is staunchly individual, they believe their own beliefs and they'll tell you their own opinions, and they'll make it known, but they'll do whatever the hell 51% says.
They will.
without a question.
That's true.
Interesting. No other countries like that.
No.
It's very interesting. Very interesting thing.
Well,
Everybody's strictly individual, believes in it, speaks about it, but they whatever 51% they'll go right on with. It's an amazing thing. Makes America kind of weird, you know,
Well, democracy is the master of slavery, I think.
in a
Oh,
weird way.
Definitely.
Two
I-
wolves
that's
and
how
a
I think.
lamb. Vote what they have for dinner. It's always going to be the lamb.
That's
Always
right.
gonna be the lamb.
Right. Today we run on Roman ideology and the democracy, and
Corruption.
it's corruption. Okay.
But how does one survive in a democratic system where they don't like what the 51% is doing?
You moved to Canada.
no, not really
I,
Canada. New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That
the-
would
I
be the
suppose
way out.
The checks and balances are in place to make sure that there's not a tyranny of the majority. You always have the judicial branch making sure that they can't make a law that's going to going to be unconstitutional and really go against everybody. They can't do that. So that kind of protects the minority. Plus, the Senate, basically with the 60%, the 60 senator filibuster, you got to have 60% in order to put the vote on the floor. Technically, it's supposed to really protect that minority. Though over the past 10 years, it's been abused to no end. And it's been pretty much now people, oh, let's get rid of it. No, that's a protection. It protects against the minority. And the Senate itself is designed like that, where you have 2 senators from each state. Even Wyoming has 2 senators when there's like 5 people in the state. But that's basically to protect the minority there, to make sure they have a vote. So there are checks and balances in place, but I think over the course of 200-something years, that innate nature that de Tocqueville saw is coming into play, and a lot of other influences. But I think you can see how the individuals, everybody believes they're individual, and they gotta have their guns, and and their congressman can't do no wrong, but they keep complaining about congressmen having doing whatever the hell 51% says, and it's never their congressman because their congressman always gets voted in again. Even though we all see that's ridiculous, but in reality, it's the way it works. It's an interesting thing. Interesting.
But
Doesn't make any
don't
sense,
you
but
think
it's
that
interesting.
democracy is the ultimate form of tyranny and despotism in a way?
It can be if used if corrupted, but it's like you can see communism is a perfect system. Everybody's equal. We all live together, and everybody's shared. But in reality, greed takes over and does not allow that.
But democracy goes against all
Same
our
thing against
constitutional
democracy.
rights.
If it's not in check,
It's the ultimate form of use.
the founding fathers knew that. That's why they put the checks and balances in place. They knew that was the case,
That we needed a republic.
and they also knew that their constitution they made wasn't perfect. They all made it. Ben Franklin says this is horrible, but it's the best we can do. That's why they called it a more perfect union. They knew they didn't get there, but it was the only thing they could pass. It was the best compromise they could have.
You're putting Anthony.
Well,
to
when
sleep.
they took the borrowing system away,
Sorry,
And
Anthony,
they-
I can
and
fart
they-
and wake you up if you like.
I thought the
I'm
bar was
listening.
gonna
I'm
go
listening
through
to
your
what you're
mouth.
saying. But when they took they took the borrowing
taste
system
shit.
away, and they resorted to the certificate. The certificate is what actually took everybody's soul.
Certificate.
I mean, yeah, the certificate, the note,
the money you're talking about?
yeah, money,
Oh,
the
yeah.
monetary
Well,
money.
that corrupted everything. Sure.
It just corrupted everything, and
They
you
knew
know,
that. They knew that back then too. They had an idea of it. They just couldn't. They couldn't find a good. They put it in effect to kind of get rid of that, but the influence was always there. It was corrupted from the beginning.
right.
When they made the United States, the influence, the Bank of England's influence was already there. Their agent, they say, was Alexander Hamilton. He was right into it. George Washington's right hand man. The first Secretary of Treasury, he kept pushing at that first national bank, trying to make everything just like the same model that the Bank of England had. It was corrupted from the beginning in a weird way. It just might have taken 200 years, but
This
No, we
democratic
haven't.
socialist government's going to crash, though. People are getting sick of it. You can see it now.
it's inevitable. I mean, just a matter of when they clash is what's going to arise. Is just going to be another country controlled by the same people? If it's
Well, capitalism started actually with the church.
Well, who was it? Plato who said?
oh
it's,
no, I'm not sure. See,
Sure it
that's
did.
debatable.
No, not well. If you want to say it's
I forget
debatable.
who said it. Was it Plato or Aristotle? Said it's we go through cycles. It's dictatorship, oligarchy, democracy, back to dictatorship, and it just cycles out. I think it
possible.
was Plato, though.
It's possible. I mean, you had the history of one of them was he had a small window he looked at in Greece during his time, and you could see that happening, and it's possible. But
Because this isn't the first time democracy was tested.
second time about that. It's the second big experiment since Greece, as they can say. But
It's a shame because we have such a beautiful country, and we're not that old. We have so many resources, but yet it's overwhelmed with corruption. And the thing is that there is actually no sense of value, because if you look at your monetary money and you look at all the aspects of, let's say, looking at the stock market, looking at the bankers. How are you really supposed to, let's say, set your goals, your American dream?
You can't. We're the ultimate form of
call it-
slavery.
Yeah,
Think
so-
about 401ks. Think
Yeah.
about all those things where they take your money and they penalize you if you want to take it out. The system tells you something.
If we go back
Very
35
true.
years ago, when they first generated the individual retirement plan, because they were telling you that Social Security was going to go out, and they said, well, listen, if you invest $2,500, $3,000 a year into this IRA plan, which is your personal pension, and at the end of 30, 35 years, you'll be a millionaire. They advertised it that way.
Well,
They told you.
you're a product of that,
I'm
right?
sure I'm a product of that. Everyone's and they told you that, hey, look, that your money that you were going to put in there. So you say to yourself, with $3,000, you're going to put maximum maybe $100,000 in there, but at the end it would be compounded, and you would have $1 million. God, I'm set. You know what I mean? That was all fake, and you could see it. It was just like it was destroyed. Anyone that was cut in half by people, and it never even reached that margin, and it didn't even go. It didn't even go to the 20% level.
I always look at the world like this. I look at it from, I could use baseball analogy. In baseball, you have a universal technique in hitting where you wrap your personal style around it. So it's like you can't take away the universal techniques. There's universal techniques in construction. There's universal techniques in just about everything we do.
You can teach it, but there's always a way of making it.
But people put their personal style around it. So what I mean by personal style within the system we live is that you have to find that. It's almost like a guy who, a captain of a ship. If he's driving in a hurricane, he finds that quiet spot in the storm, that little pocket, and he tries to ride it out. And every once in a while, he has to go through that storm. Of course, you know what I mean? You have to face the adversity.
He has to
You
weather the
overcome it.
storm.
You really do.
And there's a lot of people here in America which weathered the storm over and over again, but the thing is, never got out of the pocket. So they're like, they're in, let's say, a position of limbo. They're always like seeking to get out of that pocket, and they're looking for the dream. So there it is.
John's trying to get out of the pocket. He's looking for the dream,
Don't
too.
tell me you got the
He's got a fart.
farting, John.
I'm just thinking of it.
What's that?
I'm just
How
thinking
loud
of it.
could you really fart? I would. You know what? For the first podcast, we should really give them a taste of that medicine.
One of our
I smell
conversations
shit.
one day is going to be about farts.
Fart. Fart is a great conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Great conversation.
It's not even like I got a fart. I just thinking about it making me laugh. Especially when we got all serious there for a second. Just the thought of it, like, I got a fart.
We're talking about death and shit at the same
You ever
time.
see, like, when you go over somebody's house and maybe they have a bathroom downstairs, like next to the kitchen or something?
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
And you got to go take a shit, and you say, well, let me go in there. Well, it don't smell bad to me, because nobody's shit smells bad to them. I'm over there.
As a
too
matter of
big.
fact, I
Go
give
out.
myself a tender.
They're
Where's
telling
it
you,
smell?
First, you got to
died
shit
in
flush
there.
real fast to
Oh,
make sure
my
it goes
God.
down there, you know?
Yeah, usually I flush
Wipe
it
real
as soon
fast.
as it's going out of my ass. it's
Courtesy
flush.
flush. Courtesy
Yeah.
flush.
That doesn't work
You can't give a
sometimes.
fuck. I'm sorry. You can't give a courtesy flush.
No.
You got the worst smelling
Oh,
shit I ever smelled in my
God.
life.
Oh, man. That's really bad. But what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Super
That's one of, those,
cheese.
that's one of those little things that everybody does. That everybody's
Yeah.
laughing and kind of uptight about talking about. We all shit.
Yeah.
We all do dumb shit. We all make the funny face when we're about the orgasm. We all do it, but you can't talk about it in public. I want to hear a priest talk about that. I'll go to church if I hear a Catholic priest talk about how he busted one out the other night. I would love church then. And it's not like a sick thing. It's not like I want to hear that. No, I want to hear honesty. I want to hear realism.
Yeah.
Realism.
So every man goes through that.
That's what we're about here.
I wanna hear
I
He's
like the
easy.
Italian gas chambers. You ever see that? I had this
What?
Italian gas chamber. It's like 50 Italian asses, and the guy's tied up in a chair, and they're all farting.
I want to go to church, or I sit in the pew, and I want the priest come up and say,
pew.
I was in the convent the other day, I was about to pray to God, and those
notice
communion
that
wafers
people
cold
don't go to
gas, and I was
confession
backed up, and
anymore?
I had to rush in there. Sister Mary Clarence is in the bed, in the kitchen making food. I ran in there, and I had to go. Bless me. I said Hail Mary. It didn't work. I had to go, and I blasted out, and I went all over the toilet. I had to clean up after. It was a mess. I flushed the toilet. I went out there, and Sister Mary, she kept covering her face. I don't know if she knew or she was just doing a nun thing. I don't know. I want to hear a priest say that. I want to hear a priest say that. That will make me feel better.
Well, John,
I would say I'll be all probably bet. I'll give money. I'll give money to that.
Yeah, do you notice that people don't go to confession that much anymore?
Nah.
Of course not. Why should you?
I don't understand that. I mean, like,
Well, my
You know,
priest used to ask me to masturbate and all. Turns out he was one of the priests. I
oh,
can't say his name. I'm not gonna say his name.
oh,
But he would ask you for details. Oh yeah.
really?
Details.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never
Did
had
you
a priest say
masturbate?
that.
You sure?
Did you ever squirt on
Everybody masturbates. I wanted to tear down that thing and just right in his face. What do you think, Father? What do you think of that? Then sue his ass. Get some money for it. Why not?
St. Joe's had circle jerks on a priest.
That's a.
Oh my
That's what they're always doing in the back room. Now I get it. They come out, they're all drinking wine, happy. That's what they're doing. That's what they did.
Politics, mysticism, sports, construction, war, you name it, we'll talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Taking giant shits
I mean,
next to the kitchen.
daily events. We'll talk
Farts are
about
the
the
best
daily
combination
events.
ever.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have a lot to say. We have a lot to say on the gun law. We have a lot to say, let's say, about maybe the shootings that went on, conditions of why the economy is, let's say, going over the cliff, as they say.
It's over the cliff.
There's no
Somebody's
cliff.
holding on to the ankles.
Well, there really isn't any cliffs. You know, I mean, everything's a lot of bogus stuff. But,
It's falling. It's been a free fall
yeah.
for since 2000.
yeah,
God knows when. It's all sham.
yeah. I mean,
But
don't
really,
worry. People
speaking-
go.
Absolute sham.
Speaking of the guns, do you really think? Do you think it's profit motivated? I mean, not it is. Everything's
sure it's
profit motivated.
Look at it. you tell them that they're going to change, like they're going to get rid of the Bushmaster. Next thing you know, they're buying so many Bushmasters.
They're on
buying
back order,
guns.
right?
Oh, yeah, the price goes up and they get more demand from
They
what they're
do.
shooting.
They make demands. It's all gimmick.
I should have bought 500 of them
It's
last
all,
year.
it's all politics.
It really
And you
is.
want to know something? It actually generates economy. You know what I mean, it generates sale. It circulates money.
Well, think about
What the
all
hell do you
School
get?
shootings
The government's
stimulate the
making
economy.
money.
You heard it here first.
School
Right.
shootings,
shootings stimulate the economy.
It's true.
Yeah.
It really is true.
Absolutely. That what do we support school shootings now?
And I mean, it's a shame.
How's that work?
It's a shame people lost their kids, but the power to be doesn't look at it like that.
No.
They look like they're the angels.
Yeah. Here, the media is not.
Complicit in the crime, I think. Somewhere.
Yeah, they are.
These,
They
these,
are.
these killers are copycats.
Yeah.
Absolute copycats. It's been proven. Any FBI profile will tell you that they copycat.
Right.
And they know it. They look at the media and the way they tell their names, they get that attention.
Well, they're all
What
cabal, right? You got the media. Any form of media is an insurance policy.
And there's only three
Sure.
companies
Which is
that
the first
actually
line of
own the
defense
media.
for a
Sure.
politician.
Viacom, probably Viacom.
Viacom, Comcast,
Comcast, and Time Warner, I would think.
and then Time Warner. Yeah, right.
Universal. Actually, it's not Comcast. Well, it's Comcast, Universal, NBC Universal, same thing. Yeah.
Right.
The three companies, probably.
The
Yeah.
thing is that you're
And Mark Cuban. He has like one channel.
the propaganda that
Does he
goes
really?
on, or
That the HD net.
the
or
beliefs of,
Action
let's
Net.
say, are proper.
Dallas,
And I say
the
propaganda
A lot of
because,
things,
let's
there's a lot
say,
of things.
the details that, let's say, the media puts out, solely in my eyes, is like, sometimes highly propaganda.
Well, it's not all propaganda.
Not at all, but
To some extent, I mean, everything's a perspective. Everything has a reason.
you know,
If you have a sponsor for something, it is technically tailored to that sponsor. Because the news now is to make money.
Yeah.
So how can you say anything they'll say is objective to
Right.
I mean, how do you do that?
and the worst one is the weatherman.
I like the weather girl. She
The
got
weather
nice,
girl, yeah,
She
but-
got nice boobs. We stare at her. She can say anything she wants. Fill the screen up, honey.
That's
Just
how
stay
much
there.
the media is accurate. The weatherman is never
She
accurate.
could play my harp anytime.
Yeah.
You ever see that Shanna Parveen
She
from
wants
the
to-
Channel 10?
Yeah.
Philadelphia?
Yeah. I'm the harp system.
You blow that front, sweetie. You blow that front.
Oh, let me tell you something.
I don't know. I
Well,
wonder
you
how
know.
many people out there really know about harp.
They know about it. They just don't care most of the time.
No.
Or, you're kooky. You're crazy about it. They don't really
conspiracy
know what
theories.
happens. Yeah.
Well, they know. You know what they told you. The man who holds the gold makes the rules,
That's right.
but the man who controls the weather rules the world. So,
Da-na-na.
there it is.
Isn't that the truth?
It is the truth. Okay. So, I mean, they pinpointed it now that they have it almost accurate. But the thing is, they can cause catastrophic events.
Sure.
And
Sure.
there is control to the weather.
And there you go. What happens to the seed when a catastrophic event comes? What do? You bury yourself where?
In
Mother
the earth,
Earth.
in Mother Earth,
So that what?
so that you can you could reseed and blossom again.
It's true. Isn't that true, though?
Yeah.
Isn't that true? It's almost like the thing I said, looking in the mirror. See, there are the things we have to cultivate in people to make them think about that kind of stuff.
And you got another thing too. We're not conspiracy theorists, but
No,
there
we
is-
But
just-
everything's a conspiracy. Think
everything's
about
a conspiracy in the sense that
it. Your
if-
family's a
if-
conspiracy. Your family's a conspiracy, right?
There's more than
If-
one person working together. It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
Well, if I say mathematically something doesn't add up and it's questionable, you can't claim that person's, let's say, a conspirator because he's asking questions. He wants to know the truth. Why doesn't it add up? Give him an answer.
Well-
So answers have to correspond with what went on.
Yeah, we
And-
develop a theory and we
We
see it's the
develop-
best we have and we test it.
Right. And
And if you can't beat our theory and the only thing you can do is call us an idiot, then guess
Right.
what? You are full of poop.
right,
And-
you
but-
become negative.
Yeah, you are a phony.
But this is the kind of
You
stuff.
believe
that-
in nonsense.
This is the kind of stuff we want to bring to the world, though. We
Absolutely.
want them to know things like that. We want them
Be
to go
mathematical.
further.
Be mathematical.
We want them to go further than what the school says about conspiracy, what the school
Sure.
says about being discriminatory.
Right.
We want to talk about all these things. what civil rights really means. All this kind of baloney. All this stuff.
Who's actually discriminating? You know what I'm saying? Are we being discriminated?
Discriminating is the most powerful word in the English dictionary when you think
Yeah.
about it. It's used all the time.
Right.
We're discriminating. He's discriminating whether he's going to fart and shit over my rug right now.
Right.
I discriminated this afternoon. I went, can
He's
of
like,
corn.
should I shit on the black part or the red part?
I went can of corn, can of peas, or can of beans. I think I made the wrong decision.
Oh my god!
I could be wrong, but they tasted good on the way down. It was different. I usually don't do that. I usually
When
eat
you go
something
to
simple.
somebody's bathroom, you look at the medicine cabinet. Be honest.
Honestly, no. I never
don't
really
do
did
that?
it. No, I felt weird.
I think I did.
I feel weird.
Yeah.
I do
know
weird
I
stuff
did.
like that. Why I feel like
I look at
much
their
wood, I don't.
toothbrush.
I
Don't
feel,
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like it's some sort of weird way invasion. Even though I don't really think of people like that. But I feel like a weird. I can't do it. Like I feel that something takes over. Don't do that. It's not right. A weird way.
No, I understand what you're saying, but
Some things no. Some
I
things
feel like you feel, but I still do it. I go, I got to look in here.
that's your curiosity.
What do you find? Hidden treasures in there or what?
You're gonna find something you're not gonna want to see one time. You'll be like, "Why is there a dildo in there? What?
Did you ever go to somebody's
I'm in the
room and smell
convent.
like
What's
candy?
going on?"
No.
Did you ever go to somebody like a room
Yeah,
and smell like candy?
you ever
Come on,
smoked
be
it?
honest.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
no. I just never.
I don't want to talk about the dog. We can't get that far. That's for like
Should we
20
talk
shows
about?
down the road.
Yeah, let's
20
leave
shows,
off the whole.
maybe 30 shows down the road.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about that.
No.
Well, when you were younger, maybe. What are you gonna talk about that?
Yeah.
We had a limousine business for a little while.
Okay.
And there was a bachelorette party. I never forget it. And we had to go clean the limousines down. When we go in the limousine, my buddy's rocking. He's like, hey, Bill, look at this. We got G-string in there. I'm like, get out of here with G-string. Next thing you know, he smelled it.
smelled it?
I put it on my face, and I cleaned the car with it. It smelled pretty good, though.
Oh.
Oh,
There was no discharge spot.
Then he shit for it.
No,
And he
no,
You
shit
no,
short
no,
out
no,
with
no,
some
no,
girl?
no,
You
no.
short out with some
Yeah.
girl?
I had to go here like this with my eyes showing, like the G-string.
Oh.
like that.
That's like a trophy. That's a trophy.
He looked like Frogman. You ever see that frog?
I was like Darth Vader.
It's like Bane from Bane from
sucking at the-
Dark Knight Rises. Gotham, I will smell your panties.
Jesus.
all
Panties
sniffers.
smell good.
Oh,
A
man.
little bit of sniffing is good once in a while. Yeah. It's understandable.
And the
on.
podcast has deteriorated.
No, actually, we're just being real.
Let's bring it up and not to go back to farting, can
We're
we?
just being real.
Yeah, absolutely. I know.
You got to be real. You got to laugh, but you also have to be smart.
Can't take yourself too seriously.
No, you
We
can't.
all piss. We all shit.
That's right.
We all did some fornicating somewhere in the recent
It's
past.
true. We all sniff panties. We all.
I
hump
haven't.
on
I
balls.
just haven't got the urge. I went. You know what? I'm gonna sniff what's in the panties.
Locked up in the
Okay.
back of your head. Everyone. I don't care who it is. You all have something that you won't tell no one. It's a secret.
That's a mystery. That's like getting to know somebody. It's a
Okay.
mystery. We all
Yeah.
have that, but that's what makes it interesting to know somebody.
Yeah, sure. And
You know?
the thing is that
Well, who's
thought
who's the great
or
writer who
whatever it
said that?
is. Yeah, you have a mystery. Something locked up in it.
Huck Finn,
It's a
he wrote Huck
secret.
Might be Samuel Johnson or
No, he
Mark
wrote
Twain.
Huckleberry Finn.
You have a secret you never told your
Who
wife,
is it?
don't you?
Samuel Johnson. That's the
Yeah.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
Yeah, that's
Mark
his.
Twain.
He said, we're all like the moon. We have a dark side. We won't reveal anybody. But we're going to reveal it.
Why not? Time of our life that we should reveal.
You got to
things.
reveal certain things.
Yeah, it's time.
Time,
Sniffing panties and
time,
limousines.
consistency. How many flushes? How many wipes?
We
How many
want to
repeat
know.
offenses?
We want to
How
know.
many
We want hits.
times?
We want subscribers. We
Yes.
want to know who sniffed panties
We want
when they
comments.
went in the
Subscribe
house.
to our
We wanna
YouTube
know
page.
that.
we want
Type
comments.
in 3 Wise Men of Philly. Go to see all the videos we have. We put the videos up there to just any old crazy thing or a conversation
I
or a
wanna
parent
know
event.
The girls.
Make a statement, and
I want to know girls who went around sniffing.
we'll
the
challenge
guys'
it,
Underwear.
or
That's
we'll
a little too
opinionate
much.
on
I
it.
don't know if that works the other way.
You never know.
Don't ask any questions, though.
You
Just
never
make
know,
statements.
John. You never know. It might surface.
You do not want to sniff my
It
panties
might
right.
surface.
You do not want to sniff my panties right now. I'll put you to sleep. You're like,
Are we able
Ugh.
to talk about how we go down on somebody, or like how we?
oh, what's the methods? Is there
go? Yeah,
different
methods. How you do it? I could show it too.
Whoa.
You get the
show and tell?
yeah. You get the 2 fingers in the
What's this?
and where the stuff comes out that we don't want, and you go like this.
All right, kids. This tell mommy at home. That's what Daddy does.
Yeah,
But isn't that part about being a wise man?
yeah, of course.
Absolutely. We know stuff, and we're going to
Wisdom.
tell you it, whether you like it or
Isn't
not.
That wisdom? Is
Ism.
sex not wisdom?
Ism.
It's an
Wisdom.
ism.
It's an ism.
Wisdom is an ism.
We run on isms, I'll tell
We
you.
run on this. We'll have a podcast on isms,
We-
complete, thorough, which will probably go over a year. So we could probably do 52 different installments.
Every podcast is an ism.
Isms is our world.
Isms
Isms is everybody's world.
Isms, if you don't know, is a belief
You have the
structure of some
Hinduism, the
kind.
Buddhism,
And
Usually, it's not rational. It's not
Capitalism,
mathematical. It's simply
Judaism.
spiritual, emotional, some sort of
you have
need we
capitalism,
have, and we all have it.
but actually,
socialism,
you could go up on
communism,
our YouTube site.
Marxism.
Yeah, YouTube, yeah.
They're
Absolutely.
all the same. They all relate.
Madisms.
So, it's the mystic. It's mysticism. It just relates. Everything just relates.
It really does.
We can't give you a complete answer.
Sexism.
Sexism,
Sexism, yeah, sexology,
Sexism.
sexism. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I like the best.
feminism,
Racism.
feminism,
Everything's an
racism.
ism.
Humanism.
We run on isms.
We bounce around the isms.
Isms.
Nazism.
And
Nazism.
yet there's
We'll go
no
for that.
explanation for the ism.
There isn't.
It's our mystery.
You know,
It's our
it is. That's the mystery.
our metaphor for
That's
what
the
we don't know
mysticism.
in a weird way. Is that guy?
The
What's the
metaphor.
guy's name?
What did that guy say? Metaphor?
It's a metaphor for what we don't
I
know.
don't know where the hell he was going with that.
Who, Campbell?
Yeah, Campbell.
Yeah. And people get who. In fact, we were watching a little.
You didn't like the metaphor? I think
I like you were
the
saying,
metaphor,
but
I
I
think-
see he didn't go far enough. He didn't.
I think the metaphors are
Yeah.
are
But
the
not
greatest tool
But not
for
everything's
teaching.
a metaphor. We can't
Yeah, but
trace
he wasn't
everything
being
as a
real.
metaphor.
It was
No,
just to
that's what
capture
he was
someone.
doing that, I think, and he wasn't.
He was like
Yeah.
being a dreamer.
Yeah.
You
Well,
understand?
Or
but are
things
we all
mean something.
dreamers?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We run on aspiration.
Don't you?
We
well,
run on
well, wait a
dreams and
second.
aspirations.
Isn't
because-
America a dream?
Yeah, but
True,
the thing is,
but
everything that
Didn't
he
Martin
did.
Luther King have a dream?
Yeah, but still.
And
like,
he tried to bring it to life. Most of us don't even have an opportunity
he
to
did
bring
the
it
same
to life.
thing, and he had people behind him.
No, what I'm trying
I
to
have
say
a
is-
dream.
What I'm trying to say is, they say he's a great person because he tried to bring his dream. Well, actually,
Yeah.
his dream came to fruition to some degree, until somebody ended it for him.
Well,
He has trouble. I mean, he was a human. He had troubles.
But every morning that you wake up,
he
you have an
accomplished a lot.
aspiration of what
He
you're
led.
going to do,
He led.
and you're going to say to yourself, you dream about what you're
There's
going to
really
do.
a great book about you. Want to talk about that? Who I think is really great. Dom Miguel Ruiz wrote the Four Agreements, and it is about exactly what we're talking about: dreams.
Dreams.
Everybody has a dream. We all have a dream.
Sometimes I have such a good dream. Not now, but I remember when I was a kid, I had such a good dream that I just wanted to go back to my dream, and I used to be able to go back to my dream.
Did this dream have fornication in it?
Well, yeah, I was.
Did it
and
involve the dogs?
Not only that, no, it was
Did it
about
involve
me.
the dogs?
No, not that, not that one.
Not
But-
that one. Okay.
No, no.
All right, just checking.
But
He actually looked good. He came out. We were at
yeah,
what was that place?
but it was. Let me tell you about my dream. It was my dream.
Let's
about,
hear about his dream. Let's hear
it,
about
was,
his dream.
it was my dream that I was flying.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually picked up, and in my dream I would fly.
What were you wearing? Naked? Not naked?
I don't remember that, but I
Okay.
would fly. So and it was like I was like Superman, and I was just flying around, like flying. I was looking down at the world, and like if I awakened from my dream, I wanted to go back to that dream.
But does that dream tell us, like you said, John, our dreams sometimes
Somewhere.
are maybe futuristic, somewhere
How
that's
do you-
not
how
we're
do
not
you
ready
fly
for
when
yet.
you never flew before? How did your brain know what it's like to fly?
Yeah.
And you never
I think
did
that
it.
was
Or
such
you-
a. It was
Well, maybe
such a
humanity
good
did
feeling.
fly. Maybe we did fly at
somewhere in
one
the
time,
past, possibly.
and they forgot it.
Maybe.
Could
But it
be.
was such a good feeling, though, that I was in my dream and I was flying. I was looking down at the earth, and I was like a bird flying around. And I had
Looking in
different
windows. You
speed. I
shouldn't
could
be
go faster.
looking at
slower.
windows
I'll
you
never
should not be
forget
looking at.
that. Pardon me?
Looking in the windows you shouldn't be looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down, up, down the
Yeah, up,
bras.
down,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Just saying. That's
No, but,
that's
yeah.
what I did in my dreams. I wasn't flying, but nobody saw me.
But
was
that was
invisible.
something
I was
that
kinda going
Dreams are
around.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I had
dreams are-
Madonna in a dream once. She had the brunette on. She wasn't blonde. It was weird. She was brunette and she was wearing a leather coat. That's all she was wearing, just a leather coat.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah.
Did you see anything?
No, it was weird. 'Cause I knew she was naked, but I didn't see anything. She kept like walking away from me.
I hate that one.
I was chasing her around and
You
some
don't even know
other.
if they're waxed.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing. It's like she's fucking Ken doll down there. I don't see anything. I can't remember. I didn't see the Ken doll. Nothing. But I knew she was naked. It was a weird. Like my brain was like, "That's as far as you're going, son." Like teasing me. I woke up and had a wet dream.
I think we're hitting the senior citizen hour. Anthony's falling asleep.
Not really now. You have to understand.
You're seeing, I was falling asleep too.
Like,
It's 10 to 12.
is that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's an hour. I never changed it.
Never changed it.
We're coming for almost an hour now.
Yeah, we've been talking for a while.
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean,
good hour of podcasting.
I think we might have to sign off. I think we're ready to change Johnny's diaper.
All I know is you want renewable fuel, put a pipe to my ass. I'll power anything right now.
Yeah.
He's got the baby wipes.
Oh.
I'm taking the diaper off.
Baby wipes right on the butt.
Baby wiping, yeah.
No brown stains in your undies, people. No brown stains in the undies, okay?
Well, just imagine. In the probably in the I would imagine the next 15 years we'll be going to the old age home
Oh God.
to visit Anthony.
How about you? Oh my God.
Anthony's in the walker chasing
You
around the
remember
ladies.
we do a podcast.
Come over, I
so-
got
yeah.
some Viagra, I'm coming. Get that rusty thing away from me. Look, I got a picture on my phone.
People really got to say though, life is good.
It is
Yes,
good.
got to admit when it's good, when it's not. And life is good right
Even
now.
when you look in the mirror.
I need a really big mirror, but when I look at it, I see myself.
You have to love yourself.
Yes.
There it is.
And even though we're joking around, that's exactly it. That's the most. If you got anything out of this, you gotta love yourself. We laugh, we talk. You have to talk about things.
Absolutely.
Anything is good to talk about. You can't be political. We're not political here at all.
You know, we're going to talk about drugs one day,
Drugs, yeah.
and you know, we have the remedy. We have the actual remedy. Let's say, in our opinion, and we can speak about it that we can cure drugs. Let's say someone that's addicted to drugs.
Well, if you get the lawyers out of the way, we can fix it all.
Right, and you have, and it's so simple.
Well, if the rehab clinics were working, they'd be closing down. They're growing.
yeah, they're growing.
Money's on the comeback. You gotta get the drug dealer to come
gotta
back.
get the drug
So,
dealer going.
just like a drug dealer gets the person who's selling to come back.
Right.
Gotta get them to come back. That's what
And,
it's about.
and
Return.
what's funny,
The war on drugs is to get more drugs out there.
right?
And it's a perforation. Keep it going. It's
really
a game.
is.
It's a
And
game just
in
like
our
anything else.
opinion, the only cure for drugs is
Water.
right here,
Water
water.
or lots of
That's
beans.
it.
That will clear your ass out too.
Lots of
Just
beans.
saying.
But this right here, it's the fluid of life. Okay, and the fluid of life will cure drugs.
Well, Tom, what else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about making wine.
Yeah, we're going to talk about making wine.
Superside.
But
Good old
everyone
South
knows
Philly
that this
things.
here water it'll cure drugs.
Yeah, well,
It'll take you off the addiction. You can only go cold turkey, and that's it. That's the only way. All right, and it was done. They're looking at old movies, you know, the French Connection, where they got Popeye. And
Gene Hackman, everybody.
Gene Hackman, everybody, right? Look at the French Connection, and you'll see where, you know, after they pumped him up full of heroin,
the demon had him.
the demon had him. But what he did, he got on that IV, and
Exercise the demon.
they did it real fast though, like in a 3-day
Speaking of
period.
which,
I mean, you need a
I'm gonna
30-day
exercise
period
demon when I go home.
to
Yeah.
cleanse
I'm
yourself.
gonna exercise quite a few
God.
demons.
But the natural filtration was water, and that was it. And he cured himself. They showed you right there on TV.
Plump,
And
plump.
people- but yet, the pharmaceutical, everybody else, don't worry about it.
You
Take
use
that
single ply or
methadone.
double ply?
Yeah.
We're gonna need about 3 plies, everything to make one there.
No, double ply causes
I
dingleberries
use
if
it.
you have a hearing
I have 1 ply,
one ply.
wrapped twice, which I think actually. Why ain't there triple ply? It's
If
1
you're
ply, 2
addicted
ply.
And you
You'd
want to
think you have
cure
0
yourself,
ply.
trust me.
Water.
Tie yourself to a pole, duct tape. Have someone duct tape you,
Yeah,
okay?
it's absolutely.
Tie
true.
you.
It
There
works.
it is. It's in. Just let them feed you water. You'll be,
First,
let's
make
say,
a decision you want to be exercised. That's
yeah,
the first thing.
it's like an exorcism.
It is an exorcism.
Okay, and that's it. You're going to get rid of that demon that's in your body.
Watch The Exorcist. That's what you need to do.
Yeah,
You want to get clean.
there it is. What did the priest use? Holy water.
Yeah.
He got rid of the demon. The water is
And
the
what do you do with
purification
holy
of
water
life.
when you're on a deserted island?
I have to drink it. What are you going to do? You're going to flush yourself? You stew not. Right?
God, I'm like this. I gave you that holy water.
I gave you the holy water for something.
You get that holy water, you're gonna bless something and hope it turns to
Oh, here you
food.
go. Let's
Yeah.
talk about morality. If you're walking down the street and
Nice topic.
a car window's open, and you just happen to look in and you look over, and in the car, the compartment's open, and in it is a wallet filled with $15,000 and $100 bills.
Is that my phone?
Yeah.
honey.
All right. We'll be right in. And it's
Come in.
and it's $15,000.
How would you know? Is it counted in there? You see a watch?
No,
I'm just giving you like a rough estimate.
Maybe you went to the bathroom. See a lot of
No.
peas.
What would you do? Or what is God doing?
Well, right after I took a shit, I would go in there. I would check it out. I would.
Well, I bet if
I mean,
you
I don't
needed
know. I
that
would
much.
think.
If you
No, this
needed
is
that
what
much.
I'm saying. Is
What do
God
you do?
testing your morality, or is He giving you a break?
I'd have to do with it.
I'm just saying.
Some idiot left $15,000 in a wallet. He's a moron, but he's like, give you the right to take it. Law says you don't take it. There's a reason that law exists, because it might be your wallet in there. You might be that idiot one day.
I'm just asking in real time, and you're passing by there.
And you guys
Well,
look
I
over, I
think
see a
one-
wad of
All right,
money.
let's take God out of it.
I'm not
going
gonna
to
do it.
because I'm not religious.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm not going to do it.
What
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
going to do
say-
it. 'cause
no,
I don't
what I'm
want to
gonna
be in
say
prison. Yeah.
Is the window open because you're going to get a break, or because it's testing your morality?
Well, you have to understand. Is that
Is
a
the
window
world testing
Is
your
that a
morality?
window of opportunity?
Well, you're
Ex-
always.
ex-
You're
the
always.
window's open, so is it a window of
Is it a
opportunity?
window of opportunity?
But
or
you're-
is it a window, let's say, that is going to, let's say, self-inflict
Not-
your moral status?
I want you to.
See,
Me
I-
personally,
yeah.
my morals would say I would walk away from it. I would-
At any one time, you're always testing your morality.
Exactly.
So what's that to get to that point? Now, if you're not testing your morality, if you're weak, you're going to go in that car, and the question's not even going to come up. You're going to go, oh, it's an opportunity I'm going to take because your morality was weak.
Well,
Your
what
morals are
happens then if you are a moral person and you break that morality, that trust with yourself?
Oh, you fell off the.
How long will it take to restore that?
I think I linked it to kind of like with the Catholic Church they call moral sin, meaning that you're guilty and you have to confess it. You have to get over it, but you can't just let it go and just say I'm sorry. No, you got to really mean it. When
You have to
confess
make
it.
retribution. For
Yes, that's a retribution thing.
But aren't we the only animals that our mistake follows us for maybe 10 years sometimes?
Well, if you're going to
I
take...
mean, in the animal world, the
in
real
the
natural
in the
world,
animal world,
the
if
mistake
something
is
is out
forgotten.
there for the taking, it's going to be taken.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is
Okay.
it's forgotten.
So
the
human-
moment it happens,
Isn't that an emotion, though?
it's done. It is emotion.
Okay.
That's why it's not mathematics. That's what I was
It's
trying to get to
mathematics,
here.
right? So the thing is, if you use your emotions, all right,
This is
mathematics.
where is now morals. Morals is an emotion, isn't it?
Wait, mathematical
Somewhat.
concept.
Some moral might conflict possibly with the laws of nature. With your
Mathematics.
Sure, it out of balances nature.
it could
Okay,
not always might actually be in
Yeah,
sync
but
with
wait
it
a
most
second.
times.
Without a
Let's
balance-
get a little deeper than this.
but yet,
Because we have a brain, and because we're able to rational.
Just talk to the mic. Talk
Testing,
closer to the mic.
testing,
That's all.
testing.
yeah, but
Just
yet,
move it closer.
Testing,
that's all.
testing.
That's all. Okay, leave it there. That's fine.
Okay. I forgot where I was. Oh,
Yeah.
Goes moral.
because we are different from every animal, because we have the ability to ration.
Yeah.
Would you consider that part of our nature then? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, it's going to
Would-
influence
would-
it, sure.
All right. Well, if we consider that part of our nature, being that we have a brain and we're able to rationalize, would that be a natural thing to take it?
If you
You
jump,
can look at it from that
if,
angle.
If you went to the animalistic
Pure,
world, yeah.
pure laws of nature and animalistic, yes, but this
Yes.
is not it. There's laws and there's reasons. We know the law's there. We know that's not good to do because it has consequences. It affects something else
So
that
do
might
we
in turn
trans-
affect us.
But wait a second. What if really is the consequence?
Well, if you steal
If we
somebody,
took me- I'm
somebody
talking
else
to-
could steal your stuff too.
I understand.
There's
that.
repercussions. That's what.
Doesn't that
That's why it's
happen in the
immoral.
animal world all the time?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
let's
but
say
we
have a
evolved
conscience.
past that. We
Does
went
an
past
animal have
that.
a
though.
conscience? Does an
You're-
animal
now
have a
you're
conscience?
talking.
No.
You're relating apples to oranges.
Sure.
Well, we don't know that. We think.
Does
they-
an animal show emotions and feelings?
I think they do sometimes.
Well, then they would have a conscience. So I feel that we just went to a higher level of intelligence, and we're showing more of that conscience.
No, we
Because if I have a
simply-
dog, that dog is showing undevoted love.
Listen, I don't think there's any pure answer here.
I think what we're
Me,
seeing,
I'm
we're
just-
comparing apples
I'm
and
acting
oranges.
on my belief system.
We're comparing apples and oranges.
We are.
Because you're comparing with nature and the rough out in the wild and what we're doing now. They're two different things.
But
We
is it
evolved
really
past
apples
that.
and oranges? What I'm getting at?
Yes.
How?
Because we know that we evolved past enough to
Did you
made
listen? You're a very smart guy, John.
it. Okay.
But did you listen to what I said?
Say again.
Because we're rational.
Where?
That's our nature. That's part of our nature.
To what exactly? To be
No.
to be immoral?
What I'm saying is rationale is part of our nature.
Yeah, we think past. Yeah, we rationalize we're not going to take that money because it might affect us bad because of the other laws that we made in the past that to make sure that we can live together and be more perfect union.
Okay.
We made that law. So we do know there's a contest where rationally we're not going to take that. And we might conflict that with being moral, but in reality, it's almost being rational.
Well,
It's not really morality.
Well, you know what? I think it has to do more with the species. If you look at species today, right? You have the species which are completely purely wild, and you can't, no matter what you do, you can't take their free will away from them.
But we've been domesticated.
And so they were.
We're domesticated.
We're domesticated. So the thing is,
We're not the
but
wild
there are
anymore. We're not
there
the
are
wild,
animals
I don't think.
that, let's say, have
Somewhat,
evolved, okay, and they became domesticated, and they'll show more emotion and feelings. All right, but to their own species, even a wild animal will show emotions and feelings to their offspring. The thing is that us, as a species of humanoids, we hurtled above that plateau. Okay?
It's really funny. I'll be honest
And-
with you. What's the matter?
No, we hurtled over that plateau that where our feelings and emotions actually override our mathematics.
It could, sure.
You
I'll
understand?
be honest with you. This is
Because,
all
like,
honesty.
even though you could say to someone, I'll give you $1 million if you don't do it. But if they show love and emotion, they don't even care about the mathematics.
Running into a burning building. It's not
Right.
rational. It's not
rational,
mathematical,
right.
but
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so, like, we reached a point that we're...
if you're crazy enough and you're emotional, you're hurt enough, and you're really
Yeah, you're
feeling, and
hurt
you
enough.
can't control that, well, then you're going to reach in there,
Yeah.
you're going to not accept the laws of that we made, and you're going to reach and grab that money out of the car. The emotion will cause that, or affecting some sort of way.
Well, if you have
you won't
if you
be
have
thinking rationally. You're not thinking by.
No,
you're going to
but-
get in trouble for
but
that.
but I think the good people, that's the reason why they don't need laws, because they would do the responsible thing.
But there are far and few in between.
No, I
That's the
honestly think that
Although we can be shown not to show emotions and feelings.
Sure, you can
Yeah.
teach that out of you. Yeah.
We can,
Train
let's
that
say,
attitude.
trained, imprinted, not to show emotions and feelings.
Yes.
And that's well,
That'd be it.
that'll be it for our,
well,
our podcast.
that's our introduction.
Our
And
introduction-
before we go, I'd like to describe to you just how great of an absolute shit I'm going to take when I go home. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to come
I
out.
wish I could watch it.
we'll send you a picture if he does.
It's going to be chunky. It's going to
We
roll
should
out.
put that on a postcard. That would be a
Absolutely.
classic, man.
Classic, John. That's
Jesus
a big
God,
one.
man.
It's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
It's going to smell. It's going to have a distinct smell to it. I think it's
Oh,
might be a little superside mix in there, possibly.
oh.
And a little
You know,
wine. A
don't
little
forget-
wine. A little wine. A little aristocrat.
Here-
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about.
Absolutely.
Whether it be, let's say, politics, whether it
Yeah.
be science.
I mean, we're
whether it be
rambling, but this
religion,
is.
whether it be construction,
Usually we
whether
won't
it be
talk about poop,
destruction,
usually.
whether it be